All right, and we are live. Hello. So, what's happening tonight is I'm going to do a very quick, hopefully, a very quick stream. To kind of give a little bit of backstory, I work on an animation series called Homesick Adventures. It's a JRPG inspired, anime inspired, pixel art sort of animation. And I'm in the process of hiring some additional animation help. Which means that I need to give them character sheets in terms so they know how to create these characters and draw them properly. This is a standard practice in all of animation. And now that I'm in the process of looking for someone to hire, I want to give them animation tests. I want to give them tests with the actual art assets. And I'm realizing, oh crap, I never made a character sheet because I've always been doing this by myself. So let's fix that tonight. Hopefully I'll be able to get this done pretty quickly. But yeah, I'm just going to throw on some tunes, as I always do. And we're going to do a little chill drawing. Let's see. We'll try to pick something a little different. Bear with me. So much music. So much. How about this? Ooh, that's loud. Probably wasn't very loud for you, but it was definitely very loud for me. All right, cool. Let me mentally get myself into the headspace because I've been drawing storyboards for the last month or whatever. More than that, honestly. Whoops. So today what we're going to do is I need to take this, which is a standard sprite sheet out of... Sorry, the singer's lyrics are distracting me. I can't hear myself and can't hear myself think. This is a standard sprite sheet directly out of RPG Maker, and this is what I use to base all my animations off of. And I need to turn this into what you see. Let me see if I can find a quick example. Oh, here's a great one. Here's an example of what I'm creating. It's basically just a breakdown of how to draw the character and rules for what to do and how they look from different angles and how to draw them and how to do it in a consistent way. And this is something I'm going to be giving to my animators to make sure that what I make and what they make all looks consistent and all looks great. So it's good that I already have this. This is definitely a good starting point, but I want to work it a little bit more to make it a little bit more nuanced and help set up some rules for how we want to do this. And the best part is it doesn't have to be... So this sprite sheet, the position of everything is very, very specific. But for a character sheet, it doesn't really have to be that exact. They just have to be lined up generally well. But yeah, enough yapping. Let's get to it. Sorry, there was something in my mouth. Great way to start off this session. So I am an A sprite right now. And this is a great tool to use for this project simply because it's a pixel art drawing environment. It's a very specialized tool instead of doing this in Photoshop or something. What I want to do, I don't like how his arms are there. I'm going to very heavily copy and modify this guy. Copy, paste. Actually, here, let's put that there. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel because I don't have a ton of time to work on this. So I'm just going to do enough to make it make sense. That sentence actually didn't make any sense. I really hope the music is legible. Or audible. I've been having a lot of trouble with that. I need to be very precise with this. So the reason I'm switching out this arm is that I'm worried about the way the arms were before. They're a little too scrunched up and right next to him. Maybe that's okay. Well, let's see how this looks. Same thing on the other side. Paste guy over here. No. I need a little more than that. Looks good to me. See, now he looks like he's more in a neutral T-pose. So then I can get rid of these. I don't need this. Oh, I forgot to mention. So here is the breakdown of what I'm going to be producing today. So I kind of wrote these hastily while at work, but the idea is as we go down the list, these get less and less important. So at the very least, I need to do a turnaround. I want to make note of the scale of the pixels and density, like this stuff. Like, make sure the pixel is exactly this size, and it all is consistent. Show the magic coloration. That is something that I've kind of established with the promotional art. You see that here. And this is actually something I brought up during the storyboard phase, is that I kind of like it. I think it's really funny that we never show his right eye, so I'm going to make that official and put that in as a note in the storyboard, or in the character sheet, excuse me. Pixel density when zoom in. So I've had issues in the past where I'll zoom in like real close into a character to showcase something, and as you can see on screen, this is just a mess of pixels. Like, you can't discern anything. So one thing I want to start doing with this new iteration of the art style is saying, hey, if I'm going to zoom in on his hand here, then I should overlay it with a hand with more pixel density, so you can actually see, like, no, it's actually a mash of pixels. Hey Parade, how's it going? Working through your Udemy course so you can make food and nature sprites. You mean make food and also make nature sprites, or make food and nature sprites? How you doing? It's also a shame because now I see that my my chat thing still isn't working. I thought I'd fixed it before this, but I guess I'll just have to keep an eye on the chat again. Yes. Yeah, Parade, if you have any hot tips on pixel art, I'd love to hear them, because I'm completely self-taught. I actually used to do a lot of pixel art right after high school. I don't want to do this. I don't need any of this crap anymore. Oh, I was going through the list of what I need to make. Pixel density on zoom in. Open mouth. I do have moments in the storyboard where we show open mouth. Like, this character does not have a mouth by default, but I think in certain cases we definitely want to emphasize, like, hey, he's definitely opening his mouth, and it's very visually apparent. And my phone's not charging now. There we go. Bet you heard that. So I need to showcase how we would do that in this art style. When to extend limbs. I mean, these little stubby arms aren't going to work in a lot of cases, and even often I would draw their arms extended out like this, like in a T-pose or something like that. And that's definitely something I need to showcase how to do. Top-down. This sprite sheet, as you may notice, does not have any top-down angle, so I'm going to have to fabricate that in some kind of way. 3/4, same thing. There's no 3/4. These sprites are very stiff, so I want to showcase how to bend the character over. Tilt the head so the eyes aren't visible. I'm not sure what this means. I don't remember what this means. The anime eyes. I need to show a way to draw that. I drew that in a previous episode, so just copy paste that. That'll be easy. Oh, and this is an idea that I had, which is the JRPG maker. When you're making these little sprite sheets, it also pumps out a like a default character face. And I never really found a use for those, but maybe that's something like when we do like a real close-up, instead of zooming in like this, like I said with the hand, maybe that's a case where I could pixelate those drawings and make it look more like a like an actual anime face. I don't know. I'll try it. I'm a little That's why I put a question mark with it. I'm a little dubious about that idea, but let's see what happens. Anyway, okay. That's probably not even all that I'm probably going to be doing not even all of that, so let's just focus on the stuff that we can do. So we got Kakuto's front pose. I get him into basically a T pose. Let me line him up a little better. And I'll reposition these later. Alright, let's do the side. Unfortunately, because he's an asymmetrical character, I'm going to have to do both left and right. Maybe I copy the arm from here and put it on there? Sure, let's try it. Oh my god, get out of here. That screen is very useful, but just not right now. What's up? I'm streaming. You need something? Always. Say hello to the internet. Oh, damn it. I've already told you this before. This is where I'm gonna die.
Yeah, probably.
Whatever, I don't need that anymore.
And I'll be like, babe, and your mummified form will be like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm still streaming.
Yeah, exactly.
Skeleton, I'm still streaming.
Oh my god. Alright, let me do that. Let me do that better. Hold on.
Okay, so you ate food?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, ate food at some point too.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna have leftovers. Thank you. I'm now realizing that his body, the pixels of his body kind of shift a little bit as he walks. I'm thinking ahead. Because this might be good as like a 3/4 view situation. I might be able to finagle this. Maybe I should definitely copy this instead of deleting it, but for the purposes of this, there's that shine there and here. How do I do this? I could literally just recreate it. I don't need to... Or maybe it doesn't need it. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Do I really need to stretch out his arms? Let me think about this for a minute. I'm a little concerned. Well, maybe I should just give them what I had to work with in order to start this stuff. Just literally give them, well, I don't want to just give them the character sheet, or the sprite sheet. I feel like that's kind of lame. Rethinking on my life choices. As I do every day. I will admit, at least from the front, it definitely looks better. Changing the pixels on the side are going to be tricky. And it looks like there's no reference to go off of for the back, so I'd have to make that up as I go. This is an interesting problem, and I'm not 100% sure how to proceed. Apologies, I'm going to take a minute and just kind of think to myself. Let me look at those character sheets again. So the thing about these like Disney character sheets is that they are always drawing the character from scratch, and they're defining the character's shape, whereas I'm using a template and building off of that. Almost more like this. Maybe... Oh boy. Well, look at something like this. Full turnaround. Is this even... Oh, this is marked as by Frederator and Powerhouse, who I've never heard of. So this might be an actual official character sheet. Which is interesting because it doesn't like go into a ton of detail about the rotation. Something like this doesn't even have like a straight up T-pose. It seems like the rules on doing like character sheets and turnarounds and stuff like that is very, very loose. I think if I'm going to give them the character sheet, there's no value in... Let me rephrase that. If I'm going to give them the character sheet, there's no value in just having it be just the base sprite sheet. Because, I mean, I guess there is value. I might give that to them separately, but the value of the character sheet is to say, hey, here's how we draw the character in like neutral poses and turn them around and stuff. The question is, yeah. So there's no point in giving him like the walk cycle in the character sheet, quote unquote, because then I can just give them the sprite sheet. But in the case of, hey, here's a neutral pose, here's I think the value in my case would be to show any modifications that I make to make some of this stuff work. Yeah. Doing the arms... Oh! Wait a minute, I think I have an idea. And I just turned on my work PC, that's great. I have this thing where every time I bump my desk, like my work PC turns on. I really should diagnose that. I wanna like rotate this. Make sure it's exactly 90, otherwise it'll get aliased. So 90. Then I'll move his arm. It would be like back there, wouldn't it? Shit. Are there other types of selection is the question. Hold on. Okay. Oh, I can do that. Yes. Fuck. So that's his collar. The tricky part is like having to interpret somebody else's art. Subtract from selection, and then I go... No! That's not what I meant. Aye. Then how do I subtract? Wait. What? How does this work? Oh, I gotta drag somewhere else. I see. Because I want those pixels to stay there. It's kind of funny because I feel like I really hit my groove with the storyboards, and now I'm just like, how do I do this again? Something like that, maybe. Now see, that's the other thing, is it's breaking the color rules of the base sprite sheet. Maybe I can finagle this back into something approaching reasonable. And I'll use this arm as a cue. Here, I'll fill... Where's the fill tool? Is that the fill tool? Be nice if I get some tool tips. Okay. Alright, grab this guy. Oh my god, these short... I was gonna say, ooh, I should use shortcuts again, like I did in GIMP. And now the shortcuts are all different. Like, oh fuck, never mind. So... where is that window? Ah, fuck. The one I closed because I was getting frustrated. Preview? No. Show... No. I can feel your vibe, same as mine, we're so close to it. Do it right, do it right, yeah, babe. Grid, tile mode, search options, preview. Oh man, I really wish I knew what I closed. I said it too. I said, I'm gonna close this and not know what the hell it is. You know what? I can probably just zoom out and get the same effect. That's a little awkward, actually. I'll go like that. Oh, and the other thing is, do I even have the arm at the right height? I doubt it, honestly. That doesn't look right. I think this thing is almost like pleated. It's got these lines here that kind of imply that there's like more texture to it. Let's... and then I want... Oh my god, these controls are actually like sensible. Oh man. I'm also realizing... Alright, now I'm getting a little nervous because I'm realizing that if these don't look quite right during animation, like if I can't test these and make sure that they look good in motion, it's gonna fuck up the animation. Fuck me. No, he doesn't look too bad. I'm thinking. I'm thinking about the validity of this whole thing. Like, I mean, I'm obviously gonna have to make a character sheet eventually. But is this something I should rush in one sitting the night before I have to meet with somebody to give them this and say, hey, here, go make this off of this? I mean, I'm not afraid to say that this may have not been the right move for the time, and maybe I should just give the artist the actual sprite sheet and then spend like a week or so building these character sheets so I can make sure I do them properly. Because just rushing them is just going to make it worse. Yeah. Thinking. Oh boy. I'm thinking I am getting a little hasty, and I don't want to rush this right now. Hold on, sorry. Sorry, I was going to pause the music for a second so I can think clearly for a minute. So I'm meeting a couple of animators this week, and I'm going to be giving them some materials in order to animate. As I said at the beginning, I mean, the reality of the situation is I either give them the base sprite sheet. I could rush this and possibly give them something usable, but in reality, I'm gonna be like I'm tired, I'm rushing, and I'm trying to do it in a few hours. When in reality, I should be spending a lot more time making sure I do this right. I don't want to sabotage. Well, first of all, I'd be sabotaging the animators who are applying for this role by giving them a shitty guide that's inconsistent. I mean, maybe it's almost better just to give them the sprite sheet and tell them to make it up. At least then they're all on level playing field, and they're using the same stuff that I'm using. So, but I think that might be better than trying to rush a sprite sheet in a couple hours when I'm already physically and mentally fatigued. I don't know. I will say I feel kind of bad starting up this stream and like pushing myself so hard and all this other stuff just for the sake of saying, no, I'm not doing this tonight. I'm just going to cancel the stream and do it another time. But I think it's more important to say this is not the right move for the project, and by me pushing through for the sake of a stream, for the sake of not wanting to have wasted time or wasted effort, is not the right thing. That's not the right thing for the project. So yeah, I'm gonna put a pause on this. I'm gonna think about this. I'm gonna give myself enough breathing room, because this past couple of weeks have just been a lot of go, go, go. And I think that's probably part of my inclination to say, no, I absolutely have to get this done tonight. Should I have gotten this done sooner? Sure. But that's not the reality we live in right now. So I'm going to pause this, and I'm going to think on this, on how I want to handle the sprite sheets. Because, again, I do need to make them eventually. But rushing them in the middle of the night is probably not the right move. So, yeah. I'm sorry this stream is super short. I'm sorry for wasting your time, everybody's time. But I think what's most important is to do what's right for the project and not be hasty and sloppy. So yeah, I'm gonna think on this. I'm gonna come back to it, and yeah, I will stream again when I actually know what I'm doing and when I have enough time to think clearly and make the proper moves. So yeah, thanks for watching this short one, and I'll see you when I have a clear head later.